like to share this picture with you because it's something that only God can do. We had 2 Category 5 hurricanes 2 weeks apart, Eta and Iota, in October and November of 2020. We lost everything we owned. About 2 months later, I met some American people, and they asked me, how did it go for you during the floods? How was I able to get out of the floodwaters? I talked to them and I shared my testimony of how it was. I lost everything that I had except for 5 bags of clothes and 1 of shoes. She was selling, that was her job, to sell secondhand clothes. She had them up on the roof, and so she was able to save them. And so at that time, there were so many adults and so many little children that were left with nothing. And when I was able to get back through the mud and the waters to see how my house fared, was my house still there, what was left? The only thing that was left was those bags of clothes. And so I looked for somebody who could help me get it down from up high. So we were able to find a spot that wasn't full of mud. And so she said, Lord, you allowed this to survive the storms. I'm going to give it away to the people who need it. On a Monday, I came to buy clothes here downtown. I had just bought those clothes. I was calculating in my mind, if I sell these clothes, but the Lord was guiding me, and he said, no, your people need these clothes. And I said, God will provide how I'm going to continue my business after this. And so after that, a group from Houston came with the pastor, and he asked me, do you have a house? I said, no. Where she had lived, the place that she'd been living before, was a rental. The whole house was destroyed. Doors had all been busted in 2 from the force of the water. They were going to build me a house, and I was really happy, but at the same time I was worried because I didn't own a piece of land. And I said, yes, that's fine. So they were giving away the materials to build the house, this church. But since I didn't have a piece of land to put it on, and I didn't have any money to pay the workers to do the labor on the house, and so in my little mind, I'd already thought of 2 different people that when he told me, your house is ready, we're ready to build your house, and I would say, offer it to one of those 2 people because I didn't have a piece of land to build this house on. And I was thinking, well, what am I going to do? And so I met this guy, and I was telling him the story that they were going to give me a house, but I didn't have any land to build it on, and that I'd already picked out 2 possible candidates to be recipients of the materials for the house. And you can only imagine my surprise. I wasn't expecting this when this man said to me, I was just telling him my story. This guy says, Keili, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you a piece of land. And I was really shocked. I didn't have a house. I didn't have land to build it on, but only God, only God. So that American pastor said, I'm going to give you all of the materials that you need, but you have to pay for the labor. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. But God is marvelous, and I was able to build my house. I lived some very difficult days because one day we would eat and one day we would not eat. For 15 days straight, I was hungry. But for the honor and glory of the Lord, I'm here today.